listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. You know how little things, when they accumulate, can become really big things? Like eyebrow-raisingly big things because we just underestimated or we dismissed them because they were so little. Like, I've got a couple of examples of that in my life recently even. It's wintertime here. And I noticed the other day the temperatures got up a little bit above freezing, and I noticed a little puddle collecting near a corner of the house. And it got my attention, mostly just because, wow, look at that, we're starting to thaw. And then I looked the next day, and that little puddle, it was just where there was a corner off the roof from the rain gutter that wasn't going down the rain gutter that was dripping into this puddle. That's all. It was just a little drip. I just watched it drip a couple times. It was just a little drip. Hello, I looked at it the next day. That puddle was bigger. I looked at it a couple hours later. Sure enough, that thing was getting like I needed to pay attention to it. It was starting to become more than just a little puddle. I'll spare you the details on this, but I ended up having to have a 3 a.m. visit from a plumber to do an emergency sump pump for me because the 3 little pumps that I had picked up from one from a neighbor, one from Home Depot, another one from Home Depot, oh my gosh, they were not keeping up with this little puddle that was growing drip by drip by drip. It turns out there was another little trickle feeding it from another place, but still, even that was just a little trickle. I didn't take it seriously for like 2 days because it just didn't look like it needed to be taken seriously. I took it seriously at 3 a.m. when water was getting ready to enter my basement. It actually did enter the basement a little bit. But I will just say, I was one of the fortunate ones. It turns out my neighbors had like 8 inches of water in their basement, and other neighbors down the road, yeah. It was really a happy story for me, but that was such a powerful example of how you can underestimate that little thing that doesn't seem like it's going to amount to much. Remember, did you guys ever have a spiel from someone at work, a retirement plan person? I used to give this spiel. This used to be my job, to go enroll employees into the retirement plan. And a lot of people they wouldn't do it because, $25 a paycheck, which was, maybe the most that they could afford, they just didn't think it was significant enough. Like, what's that ever going to add up to? That's not going to do anything for them. But you know what? That stuff does add up. It adds up. $25 a paycheck, especially if your employer does a little match and you've got it invested somewhere where it actually maybe grows a little bit. Hello, it doesn't take long before you're getting statements that make you go, wow, look at me go, right? At first, it just looks like it's so small, it's too puny to take seriously. Why are you even wasting your time with it? That's the sort of thought that a person might have. It's never going to amount to anything, but it does add up. It adds up to the sort of thing that is pretty impressive. Okay, I'm sharing these examples because it's the same with your alignment practice. I'm not saying that we don't have big, huge successes overnight. Sometimes we do, especially if we've had big contrast and we've been in huge resistance. Boy, you let go of that tension, things will happen fast. But for those of us who are enjoying life pretty well, and you're just doing a little thing, like a little visualization once a day, or an affirmation as you're brushing your teeth before bed. If you're just doing a little thing, it's easy to think, this thing isn't going to add up to much. It's not really going to take me anywhere. I need something bigger. I need something more dramatic. I need something sexier, because that daily, boring, little alignment practice that you're doing, it might not seem like enough to really turn the tide in the way that you want it to be turned. But you guys, that is what makes the difference. The same way that little puddle grew, the same way those little dollars add up. Our alignment exercises do the same thing for us. This year at Good Vibe University, I started a course called the Money Aligner. We're doing this specifically on the practice of money, where we just do one little thing every day. It can't be a big thing, because if we do too much, it's easy to get discouraged. We're not burning ourselves out. We're just creating a little habit of one thing a day to create stronger alignment to the financial experience that we want, whether it's more money or easier money or whatever fun money, whatever we like our money to be. We're engaging one little practice a day. And that is easy to not get excited about because it doesn't seem like much. But we're only, 6 weeks into the year? And oh my word, it's making a big difference for me. It's eyebrow-raisingly big, not just in how I feel, although certainly that's where it starts, but it has manifested in real life dollars already. I've seen a lot of people give up this practice, like they signed up for GVU and they're like, oh, really? This is all we're doing? I know this. And they leave the party because it just didn't seem exciting enough or revolutionary enough. Like they wanted something big or they wanted it now. They wanted to really go for it. Not just one little thing every day. But it's like the tortoise and the hare, right? That one little thing every day is what makes the difference. The reason I'm so excited about doing this year at Good Vibe University is because last year we did a practice. It wasn't on the topic of money. It was whatever we wanted to create. And it was much like this. It was a ninja manifesting skill every day, just a little thing. My year was transformed in 2016. It was amazing what that little thing, so easy to underestimate, what it did for me. That's why I wanted to lead another party specifically on the topic of money, because I know a lot of folks, they tend to overdo this. They tend to think it's got to be big and they put too much effort into it, and it doesn't actually help move the dial in a way that allows more money in. Again, I'm not saying that we can't have really big change happen very quickly. That happens mostly when we've had enormous contrast in place and we find a way to release it. But this is another really powerful way to go that is so easy to underestimate. So I'm saying it's not a sexy practice, but the results are. When you're boring enough and you're committed enough to do the work, to change your money signal, just one little manifesting process at a time, I'm telling you, it'll make the difference. So this is your invitation to take a look at what your daily practice is and to consider maybe doing something that isn't very sexy, but will bring you very sexy results. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for listening and happy manifesting.